boom.
Uh-oh.
The guns.
The guns are out.
Hey, it's a gun show here in Colorado.
It is episode number 34 of the Top 5 Scope. Joel, Tom here, and we are live both on Periscope and on Facebook. And my guest for episode 34 is none other than Mr. America 1986, Tom Terwilliger.
Hey, it's a pleasure to be here, man. Thanks for having me join you.
I'm so glad you're here. And the topic of today's is the top 5 tips for being an epic man.
Yes.
So let's define before we talk about the 5 tips, what does it mean to be an epic man? What is it we're striving for?
It means to be the best you can be. And obviously that's something that we can strive for our entire life and never achieve it because we have more potential than we can possibly tap into. We just don't know it. So to be epic in your life, whether man or woman, we go after men. That's our target. That's who we want to communicate with, my partner and I, Travis Greenlee, and because we relate to that. That's who we are. But to be epic in your life is to be the best you can be. And that means in your physiology. That means in your relationship. That means in your business. And a lot of times it takes a business that helps support the lifestyle that you want to develop, to have, to enjoy, to be able to be epic in your own life as well, to be independent.
And you've done some epic things, so really briefly talk about you were the Mr. America. You competed in your state, won the state, New York, and then went to the national competition and you won.
Yes.
You won the whole shenanigans.
It didn't. The whole shenanigans. There's that word again. And it didn't happen overnight. It was one of those things where literally, and if someone had told me early on that it was going to take 10 years of discipline and training and diet and nutrition, all of that, to get to where I wanted to get, which was winning the Mr. America title, which was an early goal when I was a teenager, that it was going to take 10 years, I probably would have said, to hell with that. Right. But I didn't know. So it was one year after the other, one foot after the other, just trudging along, making some progress, winning a few local contests, and ultimately the state, the regional, getting to the National Bodybuilding Championship. And ultimately it took me 3 years to win. And it was interesting because the first 2 years, it was like, I didn't know. I mean, I had no idea how I was going to do. And I wound up coming in third that first year, second the next year. And the greatest obstacle psychologically for me and emotionally came the third year. Because it was like that momentum. It was I wasn't just competing. It was like I was going to be Mr. America. And I had to really wrestle with that in terms of worthiness, in terms of, is this really who I am? Am I good enough to be that? And that's where I really, I had to, find as much help. I had to reach out and find help and coaching like you do to get through all that stuff.
And he nailed it.
Nailed it.
Won the title, and once you're Mr. America,
always. You can never live it down.
Always a Mr. America. Okay, so let's go ahead and go through the top 5 tips for being an epic man.
Yes.
Number
1 is, an epic man is someone who's living a sense of adventure. I mean, really living, because so many times we get bogged down. Guys get bogged down, especially after a certain age, 40, 50, 60. We get bogged down with life. We get bogged down with work. We get bogged down with who we are, with being overweight, not eating healthy, and being low energy. Right? You're doing great, man. So really living a sense of adventure. And sometimes all that takes is reframing what we're doing in life, how we're doing it, and why we're doing it. But another thing it takes is, a lot of times we take these vacations where we wind up laying on the beach at some resort drinking sugary cocktails. This is not living an adventure. What we really need to recharge our batteries, man, is not that. We need to find something that challenges us physically, mentally, emotionally. You take a week of challenging yourself, you come back and your batteries are recharged, man. Find that way of reintroducing adventure in your life, in your relationship, in your body, even in your business in many respects.
Number 1 tip for being an epic man, have a sense of adventure. Number 2.
Absolutely, battle. And by the way, much of this lends itself from John Eldridge's work. And I so admire what he's captured in terms of working with men in that respect. And so it's resonated with me. And so a big part of that is the battle. We feel like we're battling every day. We got to get up in the morning. We got to get back to work. We got to battle our business. We got to battle our customers. This is the wrong battle. We're battling for the wrong things. We got to reframe why we're doing what we're doing in our businesses, in our relationships, in our body, and find a way to battle what we want, the fight. Men are at our best. Man, when was the last time? I can remember, I tell you, I used to do a lot of street brawling, even before my bodybuilding days, and I never felt more alive than I was going mano a mano in a fight.
You're scaring me.
And it was fun. I used to love it. I
Don't
wouldn't do
hurt me,
that.
Mr. America.
If I never had to raise my fist again, ever, it would be too soon. But there's something about picking your battle and getting in there and giving it 100%. Live or die. Whether you wind up injured or not, it doesn't matter. In your business or your relationship, you're something that you are fighting for in your life.
Very important.
That makes the
So
difference.
number two, you've got to have a battle, something worth fighting for. What's number three?
Every man, again, this relates to men and women, but for men specifically, it's a beauty to rescue. We need that, guys. If you're not stepping up in your relationship, because hey, maybe you've been married for 20 years, maybe you're 30, maybe it's getting old, maybe it's getting tired, whatever it might be, and a big part of that is because you are no longer stepping up as her knight in shining armor. If you step into that role and accept that role, that occasionally, and listen, women today are strong. They're independent. My wife is one of the most strong, intelligent, independent. She is top.
Yeah.
She is really top and smart. But there are times when I just have to put my arm around her and say, it's going to be all right, honey.
Yeah.
We're going to get there. And that is being the knight in shining armor. And then meaning it, stepping up, taking that role. And listen, chivalry isn't dead, man. No. We've just forgotten about it. Open the door.
Well, we've been brainwashed too. Yeah. I think there's been a generation of emasculating.
I have no question about it.
And look, I have no problem with women being kick-ass, and like yesterday I went to see Star Wars, and the female lead is, a heroine in it, and she can wield, learns to wield the lightsaber. Sorry if there's a spoiler there. Spoiler alert, Star Wars spoiler alert. But the fact, women are not men. They're just not.
That's right.
And they're not supposed to be because they're women. They can, listen, they're stronger than we are.
They
can have
without question, my wife is stronger than me. Yeah. She get right. That's a perfect example.
You have a baby. I would be like, get it out.
If I knew what I was in for, I'd never get pregnant if I could get pregnant. No way. But yeah, it's true. I mean, I met a legend in the martial arts community, Cynthia Rothrock, just last weekend. And this woman did tons of martial arts movies. She's beating the crap out of every guy you can imagine, including Jean-Claude Van Damme. But yet one of the most sensitive, feminine, and accepting women of men's masculine energy. So women, you have to let your guys be the knight in shining armor occasionally.
Number three, have a beauty to battle for.
Yes,
what's number four, Tom?
Number four is a sense of higher purpose. Man, we have to be doing all of this. Everything has to come into the context of why we're doing it. And in some respects, in many respects, it's about serving others. It really is. An epic man serves others, finds a way in their business, in their relationship, in their body. In many respects, my objective, what kept me strong in the bodybuilding arena, was not just, hey, I want to be big and muscular, I want to be worshipped. Was, hey, you know what? When I got in front of those audiences and I saw the response that I was getting, it wasn't just about feeding me, it was about serving. It was about inspiring, because I remember the first time I saw a bodybuilder and I said to myself, oh, could a human being actually look like that? And how inspired I was by it. And I said, I want to do that for others. I want to serve others in that way by inspiring them to be the best that they can be. Find a way to find a higher sense of purpose in your life. If nothing else, to serve others, and you'll be served as well.
Well, like you, I believe everybody's created with passions, talents, skills, abilities, personality, that we're here for a reason, and we're designed to bring value to the world. And we just need to awaken within ourselves, both men and women, what that is, and understand that the world is not the same without us.
Yeah.
We are a piece of the larger puzzle, and if that piece is missing, then somebody's life is not being affected in the way that it can be. So that's number four. And the number 5 tip for being an epic man is...
For God's sake, have some fun.
Have fun.
You gotta have fun, man. All of this should be around having fun. And I tell you, the other thing, if you go back to the service thing, if you're not having fun, if you're constantly serious, we all know that person is always serious, even if he's doing stuff for others, it just doesn't seem of service.
Who wants to be around that?
You don't.
Big grumpy faces. Let's go have fun. Like it as part of your adventure, which is number 1, as part of fighting the battle, which is number 2, as part of having a beauty to rescue, and number 4, your higher purpose. Like, have a playful attitude. You don't have to get old psychologically. Our bodies get older. But look at you. You're 50 what?
56.
56, and look at the gun here. Do the gun again. Like, boom, hello. That thing's... I won't show you mine again.
It's pretty damn awesome. By the way, this is an example that Joel sets all the time in terms of having fun. Every event that I've ever been, with you at, it's usually Shenanigans, for God's sake. I mean, listen to the name, it's Shenanigans. For crying out loud. And it's just so much fun. And you're casual. You get up there and there's an agenda, but it's not a forced agenda. Man, you're just having a lot of fun. And it's a great example.
So there you go. Episode number 34 of the Top 5 Scope. My guest, Mr. America 1986, Tom Terwilliger. And Tom, where can people find out more about you?
Well, they can certainly go to epicmen.com or subscribe to Epic Men Radio on iTunes. You can also find me on my blog, which is Max Mindset.
If you guys Google him and look for pictures of him when he's fully ripped, it's like, oh my gosh, that's looks like a statue.
Scares me.
Like an Adonis or something. Anyway, hey, thanks a lot for joining episode 34, Top 5 Scope. Of course, all Top 5 Scopes archived on the YouTubes, so they're out there on the internets forever. Encourage you to follow me at Joel Comm. Turn notifications on Periscope and on Facebook, so you know when we're going live, and go out there and do good stuff down Periscope.
Awesome. Thanks.